really rough and it's getting really scary, just hold in there. You're on the precipice. It's like being on the edge. And if you can just wait, what's happening is probably one of the biggest breakthroughs of your life. The good is there. And it's like when the negative and the old ways break up, it can feel like an earthquake. It can feel like the worst time in your life. And really, you're just going into another paradigm, another level of consciousness. Does that make sense? It's like it gets worse before it gets better sometimes. And so if people could just wash their face and keep the faith. I love that. That's what you're saying, huh? You're going to remember that when you leave? Wash your face and keep your faith. Well, I want to give you what I think are 3 easy ways to start to activate the power of elimination so that it becomes spiritualized. And I've shared these with you in the past, but I'm going to go maybe a little bit. How are we? Oh, gosh. It's what I do. And I know there's some of you out there, we're never going to get out of church. Eddie's like, why did I have to come? Did I really have to come? I love you. I talk a long time, and he's already turning red. So I'll go quick. Okay, one way is through the power of affirmation and denial. We've got to work with these thoughts. And there's none that's more popular, more well-known, you'll read it every month in Daily Word, than what? I let go and I let God. But what are we talking about with that? What are you letting go of? Negativity.
Old thought patterns.
The old thought patterns. What your ego is telling you to do. You're saying to your personality, I'm putting you on the shelf for a moment. I'm golden keying you for a moment. I'm focusing on God instead of the old tapes in my head. I let go. I let go of all that. And I let God. God is your higher self. God is the divinity within you. God is who and what you really are. You're letting that come through. I let go, I let God. I let go, I let God. Powerful. That's Unity's way of golden keying. That's how we focus on God. Reminding ourselves that we can view this from a higher perspective. We can view this with a new perspective in a new way. Okay, keep going. Meditation. Meditation is another way. Always the way for all the 12 powers to spiritually activate them. And a lot of times in our meditation lives, we do have, many of us focus on an affirmation, denial, or we focus on a mantra. And what I find really works with this power, this particular faculty, is that using the intake of your breath and the outtake of your breath, you can use affirmations, what you want to bring in as the new thought and what you want to release as the old thought. So if you're dealing with fear, what are you going to say? What's something you can breathe in?
Love.
Love in, fear out, right? And you can, whatever it is, you're worried about paying for college, abundance in, prosperity in, whatever you want to call it, lack out, limitation out. With God, there is always, always a way, always a way. I'm going to skip. I don't have to tell you that old story again. Listen to you. Oh, because I want to go to the third. It's already 11 o'clock. You know, I'll tell you. Read it in the Quest. You know the story about, okay, I'll just tell you really quick. In Alaska, they have all the dirt roads, right? And during the rainy season, what happens to the dirt? It turns to mud. And people are driving back and forth, and they create these huge ruts and ridges in these muddy roads. And so what they do in Alaska in front of some of these roads is pick your rut carefully. You're going to be in it for the next 50 miles, something like that. And we need to do the same thing. We need to be aware of what groove are we stuck in. What rut have we chosen? When we get up in the morning, we get to decide. Which rut are we going to drive down this day? How am I going to start my day? With the intention that I want to have manifested in my life, or I'm just going to keep going through that same pattern of negativity. So that's the story. Third and final way, and I love this because it always happens this way, rituals are powerful consciousness changers, subconsciousness changers. There's a reason for ritual. You know, sometimes when we get into unity, we want to just throw all the rituals out. I'm not doing it any way that those folks down the road are doing. I am a free spirit. I don't have to do anything. Well, I want to let you know on a soul level, in your subconscious mind, you resonate with rituals sometimes more than anything else. I can speak all the words in the world to you, and they're not necessarily going to penetrate and get through, but you do something ritualistic, it will. Now, we have a ritual in unity called the Burning Bowl Ceremony. We do it the last Sunday of every year. It's December 28th. This is a power of elimination ceremony. It's where we take the things that we no longer want in our life, we write them down, and we cast them into the fire. And we watch them burn, and we watch the smoke go up, and it's very symbolic of releasing it. And then we write a letter to God, our higher self, of what our intention is for the new year, what we want to have happen. This is based on a very ancient myth from Egyptian mythology of the phoenix rising. Again, you know that that story of the phoenix bursting into flames, and then coming back and being renewed and restored into a higher level of life. So then, like the phoenix taking a new flight, we have that opportunity every single day, not just December 28th. As Cora Fillmore, the second wife of Charles Fillmore, writes in her book, Christ Enthroned in Man, we are born daily and we die daily. While some error thought may stick in our minds and hold fast for a season, whenever new light is born in consciousness, the old error thought loses its grasp and falls away. She goes on, this life activity is beautifully demonstrated in nature. Just think of the time we're in right now in nature, right? I mean, the leaves are falling off the trees. Pretty soon they're going to be bare. She goes, in a tree, for example, throughout the summer months, the leaves drink in new life and they store up in the trunk and branches new energy for next year's unfoldment. But when autumn comes and their work is accomplished, the leaves fall off, making way for the new. And that's what we always have the opportunity to do, to make room for the new. You and I must activate our power of elimination in order to move forward into that final power, which is the power of light that we'll be talking about next month. And so I say let go and let God. I say bring this practice into your meditation. Breathing out all that fear, breathing in all that love. And then at the Burning Bowl ceremony on December 28th, may we all, just like the phoenix, remind ourselves that we can rise again into a new and glorious life. So let us now rise up together and sing the song.